So here's the thing. I love doing interviews, and I love interviewing somebody like Lights. She's so smart, she's so interesting, she's so talented, she's so fun. She's all the things that you would hope to have in an interview subject, and she's a great person as well. But having done so many interviews, one of the things I like so much is when an artist gets to meet their fans up close. But even stranger than that is when you let the fan do the interview, because sometimes that's a real win, and sometimes we're all catching L's. It's really hard to know if it's going to work. But we have tonight in the show, we have two fans, Emily and Elizabeth, who actually met through the Lights army. And I think one lived in Belgium and now she lives over here. So this is like a real hardcore Lights fandom. So we're gonna bring them in and have them talk to Lights. Come on. All right, let's go find, so everybody's getting ready for the show. Emily and Elizabeth, come on down, come on down. Get some lights in here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hey guys. Hi. I just have a bowl of gummies here. Ooh. You guys can have them if you want. Oh, you're getting crazy. Hi, girl. Hi. See, have gummy. One of them's been licked, and I don't know by who, but it wasn't me.
It was. Okay. I think that was Cuba Gooding Jr.
He had his hands in here, right here.
He had his hands in here. He did.
This is a blessed candy.
If you find the butterflies, those are the vegan ones. Everything
else really?
Is, yeah, there should be a butterfly somewhere here. So you met through the Lights Army?
We did. Yeah.
Well, like, what was your rank in the army?
We don't do ranks. Everyone's equal. Disclosed information. No, we So I'm from here, from Toronto, and Emily
doing all my Grammy.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Belgium.
Yeah.
I used to see everything happen on the computer.
You used to bring me cookies.
Lots of cookies.
Did you eat them?
All of them.
So you trusted her right away?
Immediately.
Because the rule is when someone brings you cookies, don't eat them.
They were prepacked.
Okay,
Either way.
I bought cookies. I didn't bake them.
All right.
So it
they're
was safe.
Stroop waffles, right?
Stroop waffles.
What's the real way to say them?
Stroop waffles. No, wait. Now I'm doing it in the English. Stroop waffles.
Stroop waffles. All
Yeah.
right, so you two know tons about her, and when I've seen people who are big fans of an artist interview them, sometimes it's amazing and sometimes it's crazy. So who knows what this is going to be? But I'm sure it'll be wonderful. You want to ask some questions to Lights?
Absolutely.
From your perspective? All right, so we'll share the microphone.
This is exciting, guys.
This is fun.
This is really
Are you
awesome.
That, or are you nervous?
No, it is exciting. We've spent a lot of time together.
All right, I'm going to sit back here and let it
cool.
happen.
So I guess to start it off, when we were discussing our questions, what I'd like to know is, so like for the literal concept of skin and earth, like we've heard you say like what it generally is about, but how did you get like skin and earth? Like where did that come from to you?
It's funny because this is something that gets revealed as the story progresses, but in simplest way of saying it without giving too much away, the tattoo, the mark, it takes the skin element, and the earth is the rest of it. So it'll make a lot more sense, but it does, spirituality plays in, and a lot of personal elements and well.
Nice.
So you
by issue 6 you'll know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we weren't sure if it was gonna get revealed, so I started like,
And also, everybody that, at least I feel everyone that follows my music and listens to it is smart. So it doesn't ever spell it out, but it's self-explanatory once you watch it.
I mean, that's a sort of a dodge answer, but it's okay.
that's
sort of.
That was a good answer.
I can't give away the story.
Well, it makes sense because everything you've done so far, this album has been so like in the like fine details, which like we all
so many
appreciate,
details,
especially with the Instagram like.
Instagram world. Actually, I just finished the new locations I'll be unlocking, and it's funny. I was looking at some people's comments on the Instagram world, and there was people reading into like the scribbles that I'd done, like trying to do buildings, just my like crappy details, and like I think this says something. I'm like I didn't actually.
Not
it's
that
just
one.
buildings. Yeah. But everyone has been picking up on all the details, and there's so much more that you will understand. Even in the details that I'm dropping in these early issues, by the end issue, you'll have to be able to reference back. And the beauty of comics is there's rereadability.
Yeah.
Like you can go back and look at it and reference and cross-reference and corroborate.
That's great.
Yeah, there's lots of little stuff.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. So you basically created a whole new universe, a new world. Did you go like location scouting to come up with some inspiration?
There was a bit of everything. It's a good question, actually. I did a lot of reference hunting online for locations, and I actually have a folder called Reference Imagery in the Skin and Earth folder that's everything's broken down by area, so location. So it's like red sector architecture, red sector fashion, pink sector architecture, cliffs, forests, and I have imagery for all of this stuff that I referenced. Plus, my dad's an architect, so he shared a lot of books with me about architecture that he loves and that he's worked with, because there's two stark forms of architecture. There's very rundown, old, what we would know is what we see around us now, but if it was run down, and then there's very like modernist, futuristic, brutalist architecture, which is like the stark concrete from the other side, which is like very devoid of personality. So all that's been put into it and thought about for sure.
Damn.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. I want to know, so what has Rocket thought of all this? And I mean, obviously we know from seeing, like, on his post, Bo is just, like, so proud of you, which, like, obviously as we are too, but, like, just, you know, seeing how, like, especially in the story you talked about too, with, like, the strong, like, female role model that she has from a child, like, with her mom's story. Like, I'm just so curious what your daughter thinks of it.
Oh, that's such a good question. And there is, like, a very motherly angle in this story too that works its way through, and there's a flashback at some point where I made her post for some of the photos that I was referencing. Nice. So that was really fun. But from Rocket's perspective, I'm a drawer. Like, that's what she thinks I do for a living. She's like, when I grow up, I'm going to be a drawer like you. And I'm like, well, I do other things as well. But because most of her recent life I've been working on the comic, haven't really been touring, that's what she thinks I do for a living, you know, or just I spend a lot of time doing it, you know.
But she must have heard you singing.
And I mean, that's just like this peripheral thing, because both Bo and I sing, and music is such an integral part of all of our lives. I think she just thinks that's what everyone does.
Right.
Like, everyone just sings, so she sings everywhere we go, you know, it's just part of life.
I saw her, like, I think he posted something about them being, like, at this butterfly garden, and she was just like, this is so beautiful.
That was actually surreal, because she was singing a song I didn't know. Oh. And it's the weirdest thing when your daughter, a human you made, knows things you don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's like, you know, next generation, right?
It was weird.
Why did you pick that up?
Yeah.
I was like,
kids these days.
Yeah, spidey senses going off.
You got a couple more?
Yeah. So in issue 3, you kind of reveal that Anne, the main character, is bisexual. And I know to a lot of us that is a very big deal. How did you come with that? Was it a natural thing, or did you like want it intentionally?
It was more of like a natural progression, because the Mitsuki, the character that comes into the story at that point, is a woman, the perfect woman. She's like embodying all of Anne's ideals, and that all becomes more revealed as the story progresses. But she's in this place of loneliness and rebound ultimately, and she finds herself in with this new companion that's so in touch with what she's about. And it was like she had no other option, and it was just, she fell into this beautiful romance. And it was really fun to draw too, because I love drawing girls. I'm really good at drawing girls, but it's really the only thing I know how to draw. So I was like, these two women together, it's just such a beautiful scene, and it just had to be part of it. And their interaction and their relationship is such an integral part of the story too, and the way they connect as lovers and as companions.
Well, it was amazing to read, like, because all of us, we all, like, when we're reading along, we kind of, like, have theories, because I don't know if you know this, but we all kind of, like, get together and have, like,
that's the best! I love that!
Yeah, and so when we would get together for our meetups, we'd be like, oh, what do you think's gonna happen? And then when we read, like, issue 3 and we found out, we were just like, wow, this is so...
Because, like, people were speculating that about her.
Well,
man.
She's, like, had it with dudes, man. She's had it with dudes.
Well, after, like, what he did, I wouldn't blame her, and then she's savage.
Very. I know. I'm so pumped for you guys to see the rest of the story. But going back to what you were saying, set the scene for me. When you guys discuss this stuff, where do you go?
Okay, so you go to, like, little bar, like, our first one was at Warehouse.
Okay.
Or, like, little bars like that.
Yeah, you should come and join us one day.
Honestly, a lot of us that are, you know, they are and aren't here today, like, are like, man, I wish, like, as close as she could come, because we just, like, get drinks and kind of, like, some of us pick up the issue on the way there, because it's usually on release day, and then we kind of will read through it or be like, you know, and then just discuss. Like, it's awesome.
It's like a book club.
It is. It literally is actually a book club with alcohol.
Cool.
We always have drinks.
That's the only way a book club can really be a
So, every release day is like,
I
all right,
love that.
It's
we're
such a good
picking a
tradition,
location, and like,
I love that.
we still have sneaky D's to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you have issue 3 obviously from, because it's not Wednesday, but you have it from Comic-Con.
Fan
Cool.
Expo,
Or Fan Expo,
Yeah.
Very cool. Dude, that makes me so happy. It makes me feel like all of this is worth it.
Oh, it is.
Well, that's
I mean,
good. Well, like, that's what it's all about, right? You brought, like, so many of us together from all different parts of the world.
I mean,
Man, I literally sit there drawing and, like, spend so much time just hunched over getting back problems, actually, from drawing this. And thinking about people absorbing the pages and the imagery and putting a lot of, like, love and care into what I think that will cross your mind when you see it. And so hearing this is really special, because I'm in it when I'm creating pages. Like I'm finishing the end of the story right now. The story's all written, pages are inked, and I was just kind of wrapping those. They still need to be colored, but I'm like almost in tears in some of the pages and with where I'm at with it because it means so much to me. So
that actually like goes right into my next question. Well, like I was gonna say, what has been the most, if you can answer it, the most satisfying process for you, finishing the comic or finishing the album, or like how was it trying to like balance the both of those? Because you've been so focused on like, you know, not that you haven't loved comics, but just always the music. So now it's like a whole other thing putting visuals to it, right?
No, it's a good question because I've completed a record. This is the 4th time, if you don't count even all of the other acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
So I've felt that before, and it's a great feeling. But there's nothing. This was a new experience for me. Seeing issue 1 for the first time in print, super special. I've never felt that, and it was this. It's pretty cool, you know. After having been doing this for 4 records, I can still be excited, and actually one of the cool things I took away, and I don't think there's any shame in this, is the fact that I was proud of myself because I've accomplished this thing that I can see in front of me, and it was this overwhelming feeling because I think in the past I've limited myself to what I can do for fear that I won't complete it properly or something. I think a lot of people do that, you know, where it's like, I really want to do this one thing, or like make this app. It happened to me. Like, I have an app, but app making for dummies, and never completed it.
I remember that.
And now that book's way out of date. But and I go, well, I don't know how to make an app. I'm just not going to do it. And so you shut yourself down before you even try. And this one, I just forced myself to go into it and finish it, and it was very fulfilling to see the end product. It was awesome.
That's great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. That was perfect.
That was such good questions.
In other words, we were like, because we didn't know if like
really great questions.
what was going to happen with this. We were like,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
It was nice
Gummy for the road, guys.
Yeah.
Gummy for the road.
Yeah.